5 seconds remaining.
Thank you very much, Alex. And indeed, we're here ready to kick off another day of Dota at the TI7 group stages. I'm OD Pixel. I'm going to be joined by Fogged, of course. And we're ready to take you through this first series. We've got Newbee versus OG. The draft is underway. Fogged, how are you doing?
Good morning, Owen.
Morning.
I'm doing great, dude. I'm just excited having some Newbee versus OG. This is a classic right here.
Two teams that are definitely as the panel, I'm sure, have talked about towards the of the group. And already, with the bans coming through, something that we're definitely seeing already at this TI, it's all about the individual teams, really. There are certainly these meta kind of big support picks, but other than that, you're looking at each team independently. You know, Newbee taking away this Earth Spirit, Night Stalker that we know that OG like to do, and OG in return, bam, the Newbee classics, that Sand King, that Nyx Assassin that they're so good at utilizing, whether it's on KP or in the support role. And straight up, Wyvern, first pick. That's a bold one.
That is a bold one. It's a hero that's gotten buffed so much in the past. I'm surprised it wasn't picked after we saw the Arctic Burn got buffed. It got increased 3 seconds on the flight. Then Cold Embrace got buffed. Then, or earlier than that, his Winter's Curse cooldown was reduced down to 80. So he has received several buffs and can definitely be one of the more prominent fives, because so far all we've really seen is like Shadow Shaman. That's one of our exclusive fives.
Yeah.
OG ran a Dazzle. We've seen a couple other ones, maybe like a Witch Doctor here and there or something like that. But for the most part, it's been Shadow Shaman across the board. But yeah, these bans are, let's ban the fours. Let's ban the roaming heroes. These are the ones that have been having the highest impact. They've been the ones that have been just the most impactful, particularly for Jerax, of course, from that Earth Spirit. But yeah, lots of respect coming from both these teams. Clearly banning out, Jerax's 2 heroes and then banning out Kaka and KP.
Oh, it'll be interesting to see as well how Newbee are going to open. I mean, you mentioned the Shaman, something that we saw Faith picking up a few times yesterday. Definitely a chance that Newbee will just grab that in these opening 2 picks.
Yeah, they like the Shaman Puck opener. I know that's one of them. That's pretty good versus the Wyvern because they have magic damage between both of them. They have push. I don't know if they want to reveal the Puck right away, but they do have different ways that they have run it. Usually it's in the mid. But that's something that their style does really like. The other things that they did was also, of course, like the Venomancer with Shadow Shaman. We saw the double ward combo coming into play from a lot of different teams. So they go for the Lich. This is also something, last night we saw, Lich, okay.
I mean,
it's
Lich,
different.
Lich something that we saw last night. Legion not necessarily this, at least being picked up this early.
Yeah.
In a lineup. I mean, the fact we're getting a Legion in the opening phase, a Wyvern in the opening phase, it's all changing already, it feels like, in day 2.
Yeah, I mean, the Lich, especially in the series that we casted, Newbee versus IG, it was banned first 2 every game, and we're like, what the heck's going on? We don't know what was going on with the Lich so much. Of course, we saw like Cloud9 and a couple other teams super favoring it. He's gotten several buffs. The armor has always been incredibly good on towers and, of course, on heroes. But the Chain Frost, the cooldown reduction, and the amount of slow it does, it's actually, if you get like Frost Blasted plus a Chain Frost, you're moving at like 100-something movement speed. So it's pretty damn good. And, of course, the lane. It pretty much wins you, well, guarantees that you're going to get a really good start on one of your laners, like a Legion Commander.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Chain Frost it's just the ultimate panic spell. You see, even these teams at the highest level of play, you can still feel the panic in them when that big old icy ball comes towards them in the team fights. They're just splitting up frantically.
So this is like a OG staple right here. We've got the double saves on the 2 supports. This is like, I think, one of Fly's specialties. Going all the way back to Frankfurt when they did like the Dazzle, pretty much like all their games.
Such a good answer to the Chain Frost.
Yeah, this was great answer to Chain Frost. Duel as well, pull them out. You have ways to kind of like interrupt through BKB as well with both of these heroes. So it's pretty good to have that already set up from your both supports. But they did reveal both of the supports right away off the bat.
That is true. I mean, the battle of the ice at the moment. We've got a Lich, a Wyvern, and a Tusken here. It's getting nice and cool from both of the sides. We'll see how it's.
No, the Pugna ban.
I was gonna say you're gonna be disappointed there. This is a hero. We were just looking at the stats. It had a pretty good day.
100% win rate yesterday.
100% win rate in what 5 or 6 games, wasn't it?
5. Yeah.
5 games.
5 games, 100%.
5 games, 100%.
We were onto something. We knew a couple months ago. He's gotten a couple buffs, of course. So yeah, it was a hero that can definitely just steamroll games really quickly. So not too surprising to see that one taken out. And yeah, OG ran it, and this lineup actually can already use it. You already have sustain from Wyvern. The Pugna can definitely fit in very well into what OG had.
Yeah, definitely. And one of those heroes again that's going to cause issues with the duel.
Yes.
Grabify, making it so it's very hard for the Legion to at least find those solo pickoffs that she'll hope to do so if she gets ahead.
And Pugna would force towers and not care about armor. The Lich armor wouldn't really be a thing that would be a factor to play versus the Nether Blasts.
Well, OG themselves now, certainly maybe going to look towards other heroes that a newbie would like to pick up that will complement the playstyle of the Legion Commander. That can secure those dual wins.
I like to see how completely different Newbee is drafting than yesterday. Yesterday, they actually just pretty much did the very similar stuff every game. It was the Shadow Shaman, the roster, their Sand King, their Tidehunter even, of course, for KP. But yeah, this time it's just a completely different approach right off the bat.
Tidehunter's still very much a possibility, I feel. Oh no, sorry, of course not. It's the LC, sorry. Definitely if that wouldn't have been there. We've seen definitely other teams when they pick up the Tusk, they normally tend to ban out the Tide if the offlane. Yeah, you're right. Bang on. Yeah. Storm is the one to be taken out. We did see SCCC, of course, play that yesterday.
Yep.
Can't quite remember. It was the series we did. So it was when they were up against IG, which they
didn't play yesterday.
They didn't play yesterday. I swear we saw SCCC Storm.
No.
I'm thinking of
it was,
Cicada.
Cicada, yeah.
I'm thinking of Cicada.
SCCC had what? Veno and Ursa. That's right. He was playing versus DK.
Was it.
That's
yeah,
right. Yep.
He got the Ursa versus DK matchup. Something that maybe we could keep an eye out for in this series because we know that OG and Anna like to play the DK.
Yeah, both these teams do like to save their mid laners until like all the way to the end. Unless somebody reveals their opposing mid laner, then they are open to picking it earlier. But they usually don't like giving that much information on their cores. Usually the third pick for S4 is what they tend to do. Sometimes it's no-tail, but for the most part they do like third pick S4 for that offlane.
5 seconds remaining.
Saw him play Axe yesterday.
Something that...
Ability. They also, I mean, they still can do the Enigma.
Yeah,
but the thing is that they're playing versus the Lich, which is always one of those factors. You know, Chain Frost canceling through BKB can be really obnoxious.
It's definitely always nice to look for something that's going to be able to work nicely with the Winter's Curse.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Enigma is one of them. We sometimes see the Shaker being utilized. Anything with those huge AoE ults that can follow through after.
Yeah.
The Winter's Curse, works as essentially a fantastic long-range vacuum. You can draw heroes in from a good distance and then get the chance to close in with the rest of your team. Death Prophet being the ban out, a hero that we did see a fair bit of play, and a fair few bans, I feel like, yesterday.
Yeah, it was...
Teams were starting to look towards it.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we've got the Legion Silencer combo, so unable to really save when somebody does get dueled. Yeah. Winter Wyvern can't get the curse off, can't do Cold Embrace, nothing like that. Same thing with the Snowball. So this is a good way to deal with the defensive supports.
Yeah,
when people used to pick like the Dazzle, people would pick the Silencer a lot afterwards to deal with that because you can blow somebody up and not worry about Grave.
It's exactly as you said. It's a Silencer, something that we see being picked up when you have like a hero like Batrider, Legion Commander, sort of like a pseudo bat in the fact you've got that jump in, get the kill, get the pick off, and time and time again in the past being picked up against any sort of dazzle saving strats, and that's exactly what OG are trying to do here. And some quick picks off the back of it as well.
Wow.
S4 Brewmaster coming into the fray, and Newbee. They will pick up the Bounty Hunter as their second support.
So Silencer core?
It must be. Has to be. Unless we're going to see a carry Lich with that extra damage and that level 25 Scardy effect. Let's go.
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty sick. But yeah, Silencer core. I'd imagine Newbee, are we expecting that to be in the mid lane with SCCC, or is Mugi going to take it safe?
They like to give him the favorable matchup, so I think they'll decide based off what he would be playing against. Oh, the AM comes out.
It's an anti-mage game, ladies and gentlemen, and we know how they can go. If he has a good game, it could be game over.
They've got hard lockdown for him with the Legion and with the Global, of course, but other than that, they have no stun whatsoever. So this looks like a pretty glorious... Nothing like crazy specific that he's good versus. Okay, Silencer this has a high magic pool, and if it's a core, that can be amazing because you just jump him and he's pretty much dead.
True. I mean,
but they only have like one way to pick him off, so it can be this looks like a pretty dream anti-mage game if he's able to actually just farm.
They could... I mean, obviously they've got one pick left, and they can certainly try and lane it so they punish him, can't they, early on? Because they have this Legion very strong in the lane. They have a Lich, they have a Bounty Hunter. They've got a lot of ways that they can try and pressure the AM. But, as we've kind of said from the opening, there's a Wyvern Tusk. Two heroes that are very good at keeping that hero alive in the laning stage. Yeah, this could end up being a very, very strong time to pick the answer.
We didn't even touch on the S4 Brew.
S4 Brew, indeed.
It's pretty cool. Not only can you Cyclone the Legion, of course, when dueling, but the the Dispel is actually super good versus Lich. You're able to remove the ice armor off of multiple people at a time during a team fight.
Yeah, with that AoE, yeah, you're right.
And then they have, of course, the setup with the Wyvern, so he can like be that pseudo-initiator / counter-initiator afterwards. And Tusk can be that, like, ghetto Blink Dagger, I guess you could say, to bring him into the fray, to be able to get a good ulti off. And he can pierce all the way into the backlines onto the silencer.
Final pick for OG, and of course, to be that. Whoa! Okay, so it's going to be an Ana Brew, by the looks of it.
Ana Brew, right?
And an S4 clock. So we're going to get the mid brew. We are going to get the good old school S4 offlane clockwork. All right, I'm up. There's a bit of a pog champ there.
The clock is
all the plays going fully in on
definitely punish the silencer. Like,
yes.
You can see this. You can find the silencer with rockets all the time. You can get into that back line. That could be a really devastating pick. All 4 of these heroes actually suffer super hard. You can't really do anything. You get hooked. You're just trapped within that clockwork. I think this is a really strong pick for OG.
I'm liking OG's draft. Well, we'll see what they come through here. It's going to be the morph safe lane. So
is that a first-time morph?
I think it must be. I'm pretty sure we didn't see any more. Maybe there was one game that we missed.
No, there was one morphling.
Okay, there's one game.
I got excited. Morphling won, yes.
It did win.
One game it played.
100% win rate.
So we've got a morphling versus AM. Already, we're on day 2 of group stages, and we're getting Morphling versus AM.
I mean, we saw a lot of kind of the TI4 strats coming through yesterday with this heavy lane push. This is a game that's going to be kind of opposite. We could see this one go to the late and the big kind of late game Morphling versus late game AM.
So No-Tail's playing the Brew, and Ana's going to be playing the AM.
Okay, so
they did this yesterday with Death Prophet. No-Tail played the Death Prophet, and Void was played by Ana.
Yeah, you're right.
So they're switching the hard carry at least and letting Ana take that role, because that's the way that OG's always played, right?
They used to do a miracle, didn't they?
Yeah, No-Tail was like, I call him Bro-Tail because he doesn't really act as like the carry. He always helps out his teammates and sacrifices himself.
And that's true, but yeah, out of the 2 of them, you would expect No-Tail to obviously be the better Brew player.
Yeah.
So
microer.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be very exciting, this game 1. We've got some No-Tail Brew, Ana AM, Newbee with obviously the SCCC morph. So, I mean, I imagine is that going to be them swapping lanes as well? SCCC will go safe lane with the morph, and you put the
They just swapped it.
They
were waiting until like the last minute.
Okay, they have just swapped. Yeah, you're right. So catching yourself there. So it will be SCCC playing the mid silencer, Mugi taking the morphling to the safe lane. Wow.
Oh, they reswapped again.
Oh, they reswapped. Oh my god, guys, come on, Newbee. You're breaking my balls.
They were playing with your mind.
Yeah. Right, so Mugi is on the silencer. So yeah, is he going to take the morphling mid against the... I guess it's not against Brew, or...
I mean, maybe they do the Lich morphling, right?
Sure, they could run the dual
classic.
mid.
Yeah, that's something we used to see very often. I mean, it's not like... Ideally, when you're playing with the Lich, you want to be punishing a lane, so I don't know if maybe he'll start with KP, so you can actually, like, make the anti-mage suffer a bit, but maybe he starts mid for a couple waves and then goes towards that top lane. But all right, we're underway, Owen. I'm genuinely pretty happy with the drafts we got, because I haven't seen a lot of these heroes actually. I hadn't seen Morphling in a while. Hadn't seen the Brewmaster in quite a bit. We'll see what's gonna actually end up happening, but I am favoring OGs a bit just because I think Newbees is very strong in laning phasing if they can come out, but they've got like no disable versus an anti-mage. It's pretty much just global and a Legion Commander duel to actually lock him down if he gets out of control, and that can be pretty devastating. That being said, though, OG doesn't really have a crazy amount of stunt to deal with the Morphling
either,
I
was going to say the other way around. Yeah, absolutely.
It's really dependent on how the early game goes and who gets the better free farm. Because AM versus Morphling, though, AM, not only does he farm faster, but he can really pressure Morphling super hard because your matchup is natural. Your mana break versus Morphling is super good because then you can't morph properly. And he tends to have a high mana pool.
So totally
dealing with some harass.
Yeah, got a fair few of them here. Eyes onto KP. KP walk himself out of that. Be fine for the time being, but yeah, in terms of the lanes, that's to be what expected. Down bottom, Kaka is going to look for the bounty rune snipe, and
S4.
S4 knows. Pops those cogs down to make sure that if there was a bounty, he can't get in, and S4 knew.
Kaka looks like he's going to be playing around some courier snipes, puts the ward behind the mid tower. And we do see Lich starting mid, so it is just going to be the straight duel lane to make sure that Morphling gets free farm since he is their biggest win condition.
And any lane you've got that Lich against you, it's not going to be a pretty lane. This is going to could be potentially a bit of a slow start for No-Tail, but I mean at the moment he's keeping the creeps in good position, and he is going to have backup. So bringing over the Wyvern, and tell you what, level 1 Wyvern with that Arctic Burn, I think that that outlanes a Lich, and we can see a couple of punches. Faith already down to half HP.
Same thing with the Morph.
It's a good old spell.
Yeah. It's very powerful. KP getting trapped up in the shards again, and with that mana break, I mean, he is getting pushed really low. He won't die, but he does not have a salve. He's already expended the majority of his regen. He's going to have some trouble up here being able to get anything. Well, in comparison, S4 should have a great time down here. It's a bounty hunter silencer lane, and he's a clockwork. He's always able to pull it back. Even if he can isolate the silencer or the bounty hunter, he can kill them pretty easily if he's not invisible, of course. Once he gets a few levels.
Pushing this lane in as well, yeah, no tell. Really doing an excellent job of controlling this mid.
Yeah, really important that he gets Drunken Haze in this matchup. Low mana cost. He's going to be able to last hit with his right clicks anyway because they can't really pressure him with these two heroes just yet. Once they start getting some more levels, they can, but the Drunken Haze is just going to make SCCC's life much harder last hitting under the tower with that miss rate.
We'll see when we start to see, you know, obviously OG's two supports, they headed back up top to just make sure that Anna's going to be alright, but obviously with the way that they bully KP out already, they can start to move, and here we go.
They know he's jungling. I mean, he's got nowhere else to go. They see it's 2-minute mark. They want to contest the bounty. They see him there. They're going to be able to trap him up and slow him down.
He's going to be in a lot of trouble here, KP. I don't know if he gets out. He will be able to grab the bounty rune on his way down, but they're blocking him up, bringing him down very, very low. Looks like, again, he will get away, but still, it's a lot of time that KP's being bullied consistently out of that top lane, and now out of that jungle as well. Lane. Starting to see the tables turn a little bit as we saw Faith and SCCC able to harass No Tail back. Makes him pop the Sal. Got the haste rune as well, so we can get in for a cheeky bit of harassment, forcing No Tail back, and now SCCC has been allowed the space to catch back up in CS in this mid lane matchup.
Still doing fantastic. 11-3 versus this dual lane. He's going to suffer on the experience department though, since it's a dual lane mid. The Morphling and Lich are gonna, I mean, since it's a Lich dual lane mid, they're still gonna be ahead of him in experience, even though it's versus a solo, or just about even. Especially if they get a couple extra denies.
Bottom lane, S4 is in trouble. The curse is upon him. Kaka chasing him down with that Orb of Venom slow. It's gonna be close, S4. Well, actually enough there, regenning up. So we'll get away. Kaka not quite with the movement speed to catch up the clock. S4 survives. Top lane once again. I mean, we keep looking up here. You gotta feel bad for KP. He's just constantly getting beaten down upon by this tri-lane.
Playing off lane versus mana break
feels
and
Arctic
bad. Burn, that feels pretty bad. You're like, my percentage of my HP is going down, all my mana's gone. JRX is now in position, they know KP's low, and they have their level 2s now. So they've got Splinter Pass, they've got Snowball.
Yeah, they're wrapping around for this. They
knows.
really want to go fully in on KP.
Yeah, he knows something's up.
I mean, he's certainly playing it safe in the matter that, he's not dying. He's still getting the levels, level 3 at the moment, so the XP isn't looking too bad for him at all. Obviously just not getting farm, but, just getting that level 6 and then being able to utilize the Legion, it's pretty much all Newbee needed this day.
I've got eyes on Kaka, but top lane.
Yeah, this time they're going to get the kill. In they go with the Shard block, and Anna picks himself up first blood.
Kaka's trying.
He's going to get it.
He's got it.
Indeed, that is the bottle. 2 obses. That's a pretty tasty courier to find at 4 minutes in. That is the dream snipe.
That is the dream snipe. However, Newbee does not really have like the biggest rotation heroes. The bounty's the only one who's really going to be moving across the map. So the wards that OG loses in some games could be really devastating at this point in the game if you're playing versus dual roaming supports. But in this game, it's much more static lanes. So that hurts, of course, but it could be worse if it was like a different kind of double supports that Newbee had.
So 4.5 minutes. And looking at the CS, pretty close across the board. Just No Tail slightly behind. Looking at the 2 offlaners, but at the end of the day, KP's actually getting more CS out of the lane than S4 is. So we have seen obviously S4 the only one to die. So no, sorry, he didn't die, did he? Coming very close to dying.
Yeah, it was just KP so far.
Yeah, just KP.
And here we go. First nighttime smoke rotation. They actually see the ward despawn in the mid lane too, so they now know that Kaka had placed that one earlier. And they know that S4 is really strong right now. Like a snowball clockwork onto a silencer, instantly dead. There's actually no way that he can survive that unless some weird cog interaction happens with shards.
There's no sort of save. Here we go.
Yeah, they're ready.
Kaka knows though, he's going to have eyes upon them, but there we have the shard. That's absolutely perfect. They've got the battery assault coming in over the walls of the igloo. Kaka's trying to come back in for a bit of interaction. The curse is bringing them relatively low, but it's almost certainly going to be Mugi the first to go down as S4 chases him with the battery assault. The snowball connection onto 2. No, it looks like he's going to get out.
The ice armor.
Oh my, the slow is too much. And in fact, S4's trying to stick around. But they turn with the glaives, and at the end of the day, they've lost the Tusk. They're potentially going to lose S4 as well. One more touch from Faith will do it if he can get in range, but it looks like S4 is just a little too speedy. I mean, Faith's going to chase, but the Shrine is there. I can't believe they didn't get the kill there. OG not getting away with it.
S4 couldn't get in to get all the battery assault damage on him since he was trapped in that side there. And then the Lich TP's down. I think the Silencer also buys treads from the side and had several wand charges, so he tread swaps, gets the wand, and then the Lich armor plays its favor with factor where they can't walk up and actually get those extra right clicks off. That's very surprising that he lives there, and that's a huge failed rotation by OG.
Lane again, Kaka coming in for a bit of harassment as the boys with him. Faith and Kaka go in. There's a snowball trying to buy time for No-Tail, but No-Tail still goes down. Range from SCCC comes into play as he brings down the Brewmaster. Newbee taking control of that bottom and mid lane. Still, definitely the big issue for Newbee would be the fact that this AM is getting free farm. And it's an anti-mage. Anna is on track for a good Battle Fury treads timing at this pace. Consistently bullying KP out of the lane as well.
Kaka gets trapped up, but the dust was actually off the mark. It looks like Jarex used it, but he was not in range to clip Kaka with it. Unfortunate there again for OG. So yeah, the anti-mage is free farming, but you know the trade-off, it's the Morphling who's also free farming, and these are the two heroes that they match pretty interesting versus each other into like later stages of the game. It depends on who gets which item timing first and who can force towers and force the pressure earlier.
Was KP with his Talon, poor man's and boots, utilizing that jungle as well, just trying to find that level 6. Maybe potentially look for some sort of play. They've brought Lich up to the top lane as well, looking to get him some levels, work towards the Chain Frost. Mugi as well, being given the safe lane. Himself very, very close to that level 6 now, so the supports have left him alone. Does of course leave him vulnerable, and it looks like OG realised this as they are coming in with the rotation. They scan him out. They know that something's behind there, and they're going to assume that it is just Mugi, because No-Tail, he is ready to go in deep. Already behind the tower, they have the ward down to try and make this very safe to fight. They'll throw in the flare, and bam, S4 on target there, coming in with the hook shot, and a very, very clean kill there from OG, realising the opportunity was there, just waiting for them on a play, and they take it.
Can they pressure the tower off it though? It's a very healthy tower. This is not like a 5-minute rotation with a catapult, it's just an 8-minute rotation toward the end of the nighttime, so they're going to get a decent amount of damage on it, but I don't think they'll be able to bring it down in this siege. Unless they heavily commit for it, but it doesn't look like they will be.
Back up on the prowl again. Eyes upon Fly, but as we can see at the moment, the majority of Newbee up towards the top lane, where we're actually seeing Mugi start to head. So he's going to head up there and join KP and Faith. Okay. Leaving that bottom lane totally behind. Mid lane, we could potentially see a bit of a clash as they start to come in as well, the two of them.
So No-Tail's heavily committing for bottom tower. He's just cutting the creep wave, and he's going to try to at least force it. Top lane, though, they have the rotation.
Here with the duel and the Chain Force, they've got it. The surprise there for Anna. Potentially didn't quite expect Mugi to be in the neighborhood. So felt that KP wouldn't go for the duel, but yeah, Newbee had it. They had the damage. That's a massive kill for Newbee. Definitely the biggest issue for them. They need to try and slow down this anti-mage.
That's one of those smart rotations. You know, it's my safe lane's invaded. I can't farm well there. Ooh. I'm just going to the enemy safe lane.
Mid lane. SCCC quick with the waveform, nearly getting caught out by S4. I mean, even if he did get caught out by the hook shot, it's still potentially very hard at this stage for OG to fully lock down the Morphling.
Mugi's getting right clicked down pretty hard by this anti-mage. If there was any other help there, the mana void would have been enough to push him out. Yeah, KP farming super well though in this off lane. 1,300 gold, 800 gold from that blink dagger already. Top 3 net worth. Yeah,
it's not, I mean, considering how heavily he was being bullied out at the start, he's played it very smartly this top lane. KP. You're right. He's going to be on track to hit a very nice blink dagger timing. And as we've seen, they do have the damage to bring down an anti-mage during that duel. Gets a catch, they'll get it. Mugi with his build, looking towards the Midas after treads. Full greed on the silencer.
Yep, trying to make sure he can actually stay relevant in this game. They're running like a 2.5/3 core for Newbee, while OG's only really running like a single core AM with the pandas and like these guys supporting him. So if they can keep Morphling toe-to-toe with Anti-Mage and then the other heroes are farming really well, they can actually match up quite easily versus what OG's got.
Kaka again, nearly finding the courier, but Jarex was there ready and waiting, pops out the dust and ready for a bit of a 1v1. Shards are out to trap him and the rest of OG come through to finish off the bounty. Courier will survive and this time OG get their revenge.
Very deep aggressive wards being placed by Kaka. Behind the mid tower, now behind bottom tier 2. That one got spotted though, it seems like. He looked like Jarex was pinging it out.
Just realizing after the bounty was going for that sort of courier snipe.
Yep.
He had some sort of info on the area. Mid lane, SCCC still very far ahead in net worth. It's a big old morph thing. He's got 5k in comparison to No-Tail's 3.1.
You know, this guy's actually quite a concern. I'm looking how they're going to deal with him. They just don't have the stun farm. It's really just having his mana get burned down by the AM, but that's much later stages.
Top lane S4 ready to go. Straight in with the hook shot. KP's going to throw out the heal, try and help out Mugi. Faith has got the Chain Frost, chucks it out onto S4, but No-Tail's in already with the split. They'll take down the silencer, look for more with the setup onto Faith. Faith being chased down. There's the control, there's the micro from No-Tail as he flies through the stun, takes down the Lich as well to pick up the double kill. Tower may go down, but No-Tail coming in with the team, picking up 2 kills. It's all going to be feeling pretty good there for OG as bottom tower also gets taken as Ana's on with the split push.
3 towers dropping in the span of 15 seconds, it seems. Top tower, mid, and bottom all die. Crisp rotation coming out from OG, making the space for Ana. He takes the tower. None of them get denied. Must be feeling pretty good about himself. Only one more piece for that Battle Fury.
Fly. Could have a little bit of trouble on his hand. SCCC is there with the waveform forward. Doesn't quite have enough magical to burst him down. Will stick around and look for the kill, but Ana's going to be there to try and back him up. Fly will survive for the time being. SCCC has to get out there. No, the Shuriken! Bounce from Kaka. Beautifully done. Gets the kill onto Kaka, but OG will look to punish. They turn towards Faith. S4 with the cog pushback sets up for a second kill. So OG will take 2 in return. No-Tail is around with SCCC for a little bit, but SCCC doesn't stick around. TP's out, gets himself back to safety.
Ana getting involved on kills. That's the dream right there. 700 gold for the Battle Fury. And we have No-Tail about to... Actually, No-Tail already has the blink.
He's got the blink.
And he bought himself like dust and stuff too. I mean, he always does this kind of thing where he's very supportive of it for his team.
10 seconds until the split is back up. No-Tail will certainly be ready to rumble. I mean, we've seen OG, you know, they have a fantastic lineup to just look for fights between No-Tail with his blink, S4 with the hook shot.
Yeah, they have to find.
Shards,
they have to like be making those moves though. Every time like Clockwork Hook is up, they have to, or Panda ult is up, they have to be making plays so that the anti-mates can get as much space as possible. But Newbee also has that fast-paced kind of lineup with their Chain Frost, with the duel, and with of course the Bounty Hunter track.
A lot of ways they can benefit of finding these kills. KP smoke will be dispelled. S4's on the high ground. There's the jump from KP. Does get the duel. The global silence as well, making sure that OG can't react immediately. That's going to be 1 down. Can they get any more? Jarex and Ana jumping forward. The Sharp Buck and the Mana Void bringing Faith and KP down incredibly low. Faith still survives though. The Ice Armor too strong. SCCC playing around at 1 HP. Their waveforms forward. Gets the double kill. Now trying to turn towards Jarex, but the No-Tail Primal Split is causing issues. SCCC still manning up though. The tracks out. The Shuriken bounce is bringing Jarex very low along with Fly. Newbee, they continue to push on forward. They're not holding back yet. KP throws in the nuke. Not quite enough to bring down Fly. Jarex throws out the shards. Not going to clip onto anyone, but he will get the dust out onto Kaka. Goes forward with the snowball. Brings in S4. No-Tail jumps up to the high ground. They will take down Kaka in return. So they get something out of this. But they lost Ana. Definitely the big casualty amongst it all.
And SCCC got the kill on Ana. He was at...
He was literally waveforming it on 1 HP.
1 HP, I think he had a 17 charge once as he did it, but they almost got 3 people with that Mana Void / Panda split combo. That could have been very good for OG, but yeah, Newbee takes it with a couple track kills. But that is their global, so right now it's pretty much OG has to try to make stuff happen with that Clockwork Hook. Of course, they did use their Panda ulti, but they have to make something happen while global's down.
They have to, because it's at this stage of the game at least, obviously with the lack of items that the supports have, there's just nothing they can do to react to that if they're forced to fight under it.
Yeah.
Mid lane.
Wyvern still doesn't have 6
We're
either.
going to see KP go for it. He says, I don't even need a global to find kills like that. Jumps forward, grabs S4 Clock. That's going to be another bit of bonus damage in the bank for the Legion Commander. KP is consistently seeing the chances to get those pickoffs. They may even be moving in for more. Newbee are starting to storm down the mid lane. See how much OG can do to stop it. They throw out the Splinter Blast.
I mean, they've got Chain Frost again. Global's up in 20.
There's a snowball out onto Kaka. He has been dusted, but immediately KP is there with the Purge and the heal. Newbee are starting to take real good control in these sort of grouped up 4v4s, 5v5s. They're just that little bit stronger at this stage because of how well SCCC is doing as well. He's on track to hit a brilliant timing with a Lincoln Sphere.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah, he's just a bit ahead of the anti-mage. AM does have the Battle Fury now, so this is where the acceleration starts to happen. But yeah, it's the same thing with S-Triple-C. That kind of mirror matchup in a way. Now, we still don't have Fly, the Wyvern, level 6 yet either, unfortunately. So
That certainly could make all the difference to these sort of plays that Newbee are going for.
yeah. I mean, if Newbee has a vision advantage and they get the jump with the global, it's super hard for OG to fight.
S4's going in. He's caught two in the cogs here. Does he have the damage follow-up to finish it off? There's the primal split coming in. Snowball's there from the sidelines, connecting the stun onto two. Chain Frost is out. It's going to only bounce there between the primal split illusions. S4 falling low with the curse will get taken down, but OG themselves have found two. Can Newbee get anything more out of this? Fly, he's been tracked up, cursed as well. Zip forward from S-Triple-C as he looks to close the gap, but there's Fly with the Winter's Curse. TP outplay.
Oh, and they get him with the ice shard.
Oh, he gets it with the shards. So OG, S4 with the sacrificial play, absolutely pays off, picking up 3 in return.
Yeah, while the whole time Ana's farming, so that was pretty massive. That was a sick curse by Fly. As soon as he hits level 6, that's the first curse of the game. Perfectly used, perfectly utilized. And yeah, that 2-man cog by S4, just absolutely perfect with the ice shard follow-up. And you see No Tail gets this throw up on top of the silencer too, so they can't use the global in the midst of the fight.
This could be smart though, you know, Newbee, they know Ana's farming, they're gonna see him. Oh,
he gets the blink!
He's too quick with the blink. Some say that would be luck. We'll call it skill. But he blinks out just as they blink in. Ana gets himself away. Okay. Spotted out by Fly here with the Arctic Burn and now the Dust. So
Jerax
the rest
here.
of OG coming, but a little short on the shards. Doesn't look like it may matter. He has the Warriors punching the Snowball. I'd say that. Looks like the Ice Summit's just too strong. They just don't have the damage to beat into that bounty when Faith comes in with the backup. So
yeah,
Kaka will survive.
Bounty with high natural base armor as well. Just doesn't really take much damage from that Walrus punch. The farm continues.
That's Triple-C, obviously looking towards the E-Blade next after the Lincolns, pushing some pressure on the top lane. No Tail's there to play around with him. There is backup for Newbee coming in, so they could look to try and tackle No Tail. He doesn't have Primal Split available for 30 seconds. Has to be careful on this defense. And indeed he will. Blinks back, keeps himself away. Newbee are bringing the full team up for this tier 2 push. Trying to just force the issue while some of these ults, well, I say only the Primal Split, but still it's a big ult for OG not to have, as they do require it for these team fights.
We'll press the attacked Morphling split pushing. That is... Whew, that tower drops damn fast. S-Triple-C should be able to pressure this one down top. Doesn't really look like OG cares to try to defend that since they know all of Newbee is in the vicinity. Should be a tier 2. I
mean, OG probably still feeling quite comfortable in the sense that Ana is really moving along at a great pace. He has the Yasha done, you know, that with the treads and the Battle Fury. That, you know, that's the point where you're feeling relatively comfortable. Obviously, once he has the Manta, that's when he's going to be feeling super happy and knows that he can pretty much go anywhere without being seriously pressured on the map.
Yeah.
But OG, they're coming in for some action. Kaka's there spotting it out. S4 goes across with the hook shot. There's the global as well in response as Newbee look to turn. Jerax falling low with the curse. Zip forward from S-Triple-C. No Tail does still get off the primal split. Jerax is going to be the first to fall. No Tail turning his attention towards S-Triple-C. Back in the river. KP has found S4. They'll find a second. The Chain Frost starts to bounce around the illusions. Mugi turns towards Fly. Fly keeps himself alive though with the Winter's Curse. Out onto Mugi. The Cold Embrace on himself. It's not enough to stay alive for the full duration of the fight though, as S-Triple-C wave forms forward, picks up another. You got to bear in mind as well, it's 11 for 11, but we're seeing that 6k difference because of the bounty, the track gold really coming into play here. Every kill pretty much in these team fights being a track kill.
And the global just playing such a huge factor. OG just, they are really lacking damage between their 4 right now. The Wyvern, Tusk, Clock, and Panda, it's just an absolute like lack of damage versus what Newbee actually has. Like, they don't have the catch for the Morphling, and they need to pretty much have everything go off at the same time. Like, they need to find the silencer. This global is just completely destroying them in these fights. Unable to get the proper follow-up.
Now we're going to see Newbee themselves try and push for another fight, even without that global silence. Feeling as confident as they are because of the lead they have. Power on this Morphling. Mid lane's going to be the target, potentially. Jerax and Fly pushing the wave out. Kaka scouting it out for the team, and there's KP with the jump in straight away, looking for the Wyvern, and he is gone.
And they're going to get Jerax
Looks like they will as well. He had to get himself in the snowballs, maybe looking to do some sort of save, but it's not going to come, and more kills going the way of S-Triple-C, picking up a double. Still 2k ahead of this anti-mage. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an anti-mage with a Battle Fury and all the farming items. When he's being pitted up against this core that's getting so damn involved. Newbee are playing so well around this Morphling. They're getting the kills, they're getting the map control. Now they're getting the objectives as they head into the pit. S4 is there. We could see S4 go for a PogChamp play.
They've got to try. They should
Is he
definitely
gonna
try
do
for
it?
it this game. Yeah.
There we go. Is he going to try for it? There he goes. Coming in. The Legion's low. KP will get forced out to the side. Oh, no! I mean, the Winter's Curse was on him, but he gets forced out of the cogs, so none of his team actually hit upon him. The Chain Frost is out onto the Primal Split. There's the Global. Anna's in trouble in the midst of it all. Mookie turning with the Glaze, bringing the AM down. He's gone. This has ended up being an absolute mess so far. I mean, No-Tail is trying to keep that up, find a kill, but he's not going to get it. As Newbee find the Roshan, get the Aegis. No-Tail blinks himself out. I mean, they got KP, they do get the Lich as well, but at the end of the day, that's not what OG needed. They lose S4, they lose Anna, they don't steal Roche or the Aegis. And, I mean, that was just, you know, but he came in with the cogs. There was the Winter's Curse, and it pushed him away from the team. So the Winter's Curse just didn't attract anyone's attention. We're going to see it here again on the replay, Fold.
If it was different, it could have really changed
been
everything. It could have really changed absolutely everything. Because No-Tail had like the perfect setup if that was the case, to be able to get everybody. He already almost look how low everybody actually got there. Imagine if that curse did go off, or if the curse was hitting in the proper time.
They would have just had that bit better of control to follow up, having the four of them grouped up as much as they were.
Perhaps
Triple C surviving.
Perhaps the global doesn't come out at that time because of the curse, so Ana doesn't die. Because Ana blinks in, the global comes out, and then an anti-mage, or S-Triple-C makes an anti-mage replicate of him, burning his mana down, and just the right-clicks are too much for him to deal with on top of that global. But Moogie has been in the perfect position to get them off in this game.
And look, what actually pushed him out of the cogs?
I think he just got put in a...
Just the very weird... Oh, maybe did he get forced out?
I didn't see if the silencer actually used
If it was
Moogie,
Moogie, that was a pretty tight play.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Faith is on his own. OG will find the kill. Catch out the Lich. More 4-stars being picked up. Maybe seeing the benefit of it after that last fight.
S-Triple-C is so damn massive. There's the scary thing about dealing with these type of morphs in comparison to an anti-mage is if you're at this point where you're ahead like this, especially like versus like Wyvern, the Ethereal Blade just can kill any of the morphs. No-Tail top.
That's going to be more damage in the bank for KP. As they find another, I mean, KP, he's been playing really solid this game. We saw a lot of attention being thrown his way at the start. You know, all three of OG focusing that top lane in the laning stage.
Every game that I've actually seen Newbee playing recently, KP is just always at the top of his game. Yeah, always just having spectacular performances.
Bottom lane, Jerax again getting caught out. This is, I mean, S-Triple-C is just running away with this game. He's yet to die. He's 8-0-3 on the Morphling.
Almost 10 CS a minute as well. Keeping it up to par with the anti-mage and getting track kills on top.
Obviously, if OG can slow this down and Anna does continue to farm at the rate he is, that they definitely do have this incredibly strong force to pit against the Morphling.
Yeah, but the Clockwork is literally stagnated completely. His farm is gone. Bounty Hunter is already 2,000 gold ahead of him. Newbee already has 1, 2, 3, and... Is that 4 4-steps? 3 4-steps already on their team to deal with S4's Clockwork. And they can really do so much with that to actually force the engagements away because Clockwork is pretty much one of the only real stuns/disable that OG does have.
Ooh, KP, a little bit of a blunder there. Jumps forward looking for the blink, but S-Triple-C, he's diving in behind the tier 2 here. He's getting incredibly aggressive. Will get chucked up in the air by No-Tail's Primal Split. Have they got any sort of control to finish him off, though? The rest of Newbee backing off. S-Triple-C just turns, nukes down Fly there with the Ethereal Blade. And Newbee, they're not done. They look towards Jerax. He has got the Shrine. Newbee will hold back. Again, they get in for a quick pick. It's going to be the jump back from No-Tail. Goes for the TP out. Will make it. Nothing to cancel it.
I think they realized, like, as soon as they engaged, it seemed like Ana was on point with being like, yeah, we can't fight this. And he just blinks out and starts going bottom. And yeah, they're feeling the problem of the lack of disables on OG as well.
And that was, you know, Newbee getting a fight, getting an objective with a bit of a whiffed initiation. KP jumps into the trees. They don't even need to use Global Silence, but still OG are unable to take the fight in return. And that was, as well, No-Tail using the Primal Split, not really being able to get much out of it in return for what Newbee found themselves.
They just got to keep stalling for anti-mage to catch up now because of how much of a deficit they're at.
12k gold lead at the moment for Newbee, 25 minutes in. Quite the lead indeed. I mean, the bounty pick really, obviously, emphasizing this net worth lead that they've managed to gain. Kaka being in the right place in the right time. As I said, I'd be interested to see. I feel like very few of these kills have been without the track bonus.
Yeah.
He's always been there placing it out.
they've just been having really good decision making with their movements. Like that first initial movement to pressure the anti-mage, and just the way that how invasive they've been playing in the enemy jungle. It's always them being on the aggression. You don't see these guys hesitating whatsoever. It's only the Morphling pretty much reacting to any type of split push at all.
Got the Blink Dagger now on Jarek, so that obviously extra bit of save potential that obviously that has kind of been missing. You know, where we've seen KP jump in, and he's felt that he's been able to do this without the global, but now there's an extra bit of chance for OG to react, pull off the saving plays.
Yeah, I mean, if OG can ever get themselves some Lotus Orbs, some Glimmer Capes or something, they have great ways to be able to counter, of course, the global, and then that's where they can actually deal with the duels. But until then, which is quite a ways away, it's going to be really hard for them to fight into global unless they find this silencer. And Mugi does not feel, I mean, they don't feel very rushed right now. Newbie's starting to chill out a bit. They still had Aegis for a moment, so they're just making sure they can press their advantage even more and just play the economy game.
Mugi, of course, with the build, getting the Hurricane Pike, and now the Shadow Blade, just having that elusiveness, having that almost certainty, being able to get the global silence out, and just making it that harder for OG to find him at the back lines at the start of fights with that Shadow Blade.
And if you can get a Silver Edge eventually, it's super good versus Panda and Anti-Mage,
that's
being
true.
able to dispel the Spell Shield and the, of course, Drunken Brawler. That's pretty good choice, because then it forces Clockwork also to have a reveal if he gets in the back lines too. He already has Hurricane Pike to get out of the cog, so definitely going for a nice item choice right in this game for Mugi. Ana still trying to continue the split push, but it's pretty much Ana the only one who can actually leave the base. Everyone else on OG is pretty much reserved to their side of the map.
No Tail looking build towards that Hex next. Have some sort of an answer for SCCC, but SCCC continues to get bigger and bigger, very close to having a completed Manta style as well. Top of that Lincoln Blade that he already has at this pre-30 minute mark. On the mid lane, Morphling, of course, nonetheless. Not even a safe lane.
Well, it's dual lane, but
sure,
because of the Lich.
Well, yeah.
SCCC, they've got eyes on him bottom, but he's close to his tower, and they don't have enough lockdown to really control him. Maybe now
what can OG find with this? It's so hard for them to fight. Newbee are going to smoke
wants to fight here. They drew the line as well.
OG have the high ground, but Newbee, they have the numbers here. Kaka up straight away. There's the jump, but immediately the global silence comes out, and No-Tail, he just gets ripped to pieces. He can't afford to jump in like that with the global still at availability. The Winter's Curse is out, but it doesn't matter. It's not going to be enough damage for the KP's own team to bring him down. And OG, they've not only lost two, they're going to lose Jerax as well.
And they don't even kill Kaka.
Yeah,
because he just force stabs after they get it because they don't have the control, and the global just absolutely perfect for Mugi again. I
don't know what the plan was there for. I mean, how jumping in like that? How do you not expect the global to come out? Are you just hoping that S4 somehow magically finds his way towards the silent side? That the global's always going to be there in response, and you know as this brew that you're not going to be able to use any of your spells. They
were trying to separate the fight clearly. You know, the ice shards came out. They tried to trap the bounty hunter there and split the fight up with the Brewmaster on the left side, but yeah, the instant global, Brewmaster can't even get split off, just dies in no time to the duel because how much damage Newbee already has, and the fight's already over once Panda doesn't get split off in those type of situations. Not the fight at all that OG were looking for with that smoke, and the lead just continues to grow here for Newbee. The Silencer Legion Commander duo is just proving too damn strong right now. 15k gold lead for Newbee. So many deep aggressive wards away as well from Kaka. This feels like a really smart draw from Newbee. It also feels as well that, you know, obviously with OG, they did pick up that Wyvern as the first pick, but it feels like it's just not been able to do anything this game. We're seeing the Winter's Curse at this stage just because of the ice armor, because of the Legion being able to buff up and stuff. But the fact these heroes are pretty beefy, they just don't die to one another. I mean, that's a really good point. I didn't even say that when I was thinking about it too. The Winter's Curse into Lich armor. Lich armor is incredibly good versus all that because of how much it negates. So that's a really good call. I mean, they're coming back here. I'm surprised they don't have a bit of PTSD at this area of the map. They're looking for another play, and they know that Global's still not quite back up. Ana does have that DD rune. See what it can do, though. Oh, it's a replicate.
Did OG have their breakfast today? I mean, says 4. He comes in. He does get the 2-man hook shot on the cogs, but Ana jumping in, looking towards KP. The Chain Frost is thrown back out, but OG do bring down the Legion. Can they get anything more out of this? Faith being focused by the illusions. Kaka's out to the top, does get dusted. No-Tail will blink back, looking for the chase down there, but SCCC now coming in, dying to get the big kills. He blows up one, he's looking towards Fly, Fly's there with the cold embrace, but still the glaive pure flies through as they find another. It's a bit of +2 for Mugi. So, I mean, they get the Legion, but still they're not finding the favorable trade. They're losing 2, they're losing track kills. Roshan literally just spawns. It couldn't be any more perfect for Newbee.
They almost had a good fight going for them for OG.
Almost.
It was very close to looking damn good for them, but then as soon as SCCC shows up, everything gets turned around, and that was the fight without Global. Now Global's online, and now they're going to be playing into Aegis and Cheese on a Morphling. That is extremely difficult to play into. He's already pretty much impossible to kill.
No doubt. Being eyed up here, but the Sentry and Ob's down. He knows that Kaka's there in the neighborhood. Instantly gets himself out, not looking to mess around with Newbee. CCC so damn massive stage, keeping himself ahead of what essentially has still been a free farming anti-mage. You know, Anna's not really been put under too much pressure in terms of AM progression. He's not in an amazing place, but he's not in a bad place at all. This is still good farm for the AM.
Yeah,
which just then goes to accentuate how far ahead SCCC is. SCCC, he's got 3 around him, but he's a Morphling. He's out of there. What are you going to do? There's nothing they can do.
Yep.
At least until that Hex comes out. Then maybe they've got a chance to catch it.
Yeah, once they get the Hex, once they get the Abyssal Blade, it can make a big difference, and they can actually burn him down. And he's, he's a Morphling, so Morphlings always end up having a big chunk of mana pool, as we were talking about. He's going for the Eye of Scotty as well in the next build, so he's going to be sitting over like 1,500 mana pool. If he's actually burned down, the Mana Void can be extremely crippling. They are 16,000 ahead, but there's still some signs of life for OG.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've still got the tier 2 bottom. They're obviously yet to lose a tier 3, and they do still have that anti-mage on par with SCCC's Morph.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Anna.
It's just about dealing with all of them, you know, the combination of the Legion, the Silencer, and the Morph. Mostly it's the Morph, but the Globals have been playing super big factors in this. And they defend top tower. For Newbee. While Anna continues to farm it up, almost level 25. Almost has the Abyssal Blade finished up too, on top of the Lincolns.
And as you say, yeah, with that, and how's No-Tail looking on the scythe?
He's on his way. He's still about 2,000 gold away, but
okay.
Once he gets it, that's an instant disable that they can really use. The thing is that, like we were talking about, Newbee has 3 Force Staffs super early in the game. So Force Staff, of course, very good versus Clockwork, but also can be extremely good versus Hexes. If someone gets Hex up, you just like double force them out of the engagement, and yeah, they're not really stunned or locked down in a place. They can keep kind of moving around. We do have KP now finishing that Halberd, so they have the way to break the Lincolns on the Anti-Mage to get those duels for Newbee if he's able to isolate him.
We're seeing as well, scouting out Anna. Anna is alone at the moment in his jungle.
He's got the Basher. He's trying to put a little pressure on SCCC.
Jumps for SCCC. The rest of the team coming across. Anna, the web by the speed, just blinking forward, continuing to cut the wave. Newbee do continue to head up this way, sweeping around, but yeah, Anna's out. Cuts the wave, blinks off to the sideline, TP's back to safety.
And he's going to go play in the enemy jungle now. Go all the way bottom, push that lane out, take the enemy jungle as much as you can. Well, I mean, the rest of OG pretty much just has to sit and let the lanes kind of push into them naturally and get some farm, because yeah, they can't really venture too far outside now on OG. If they do, they're just going to get picked off like this by SCCC with the E-Blade. Dead.
Oi, oi, oi. It's a lot of damage.
Gotta watch yourself. It's anyone who goes out there now at this point can be brought down by the combo. Except for Anti-Mage.
CCC. It's incredible. I mean, what's he going to go for after the Skadi? What's next on his shopping
list? Can do Butterfly or BKB. He's going to be doing the BKB.
It's okay.
Much safer versus the Anti-Mage. You don't want to kill your teammates with a Mana Void or just get caught off guard because of that. So they do have Aegis for about another minute and a half or so.
And Anna's doing his best here in terms of cutting the waves, making it as hard as possible for Newbee to break that high ground. Creeps have already gone, fortifications out, and the push will be stopped thanks to Anna. Constantly keeping the pressure on despite the position of the rest of his team. Super
nice play there, cutting the creep wave. That would have been
making all the difference.
For sure, tier 3 tower, some damage on the racks as well.
So he's got that money now for the Abyssal Blade completion. Forcing TP's back as KP has to head in, deal with the push.
Hey, maybe they might even go for a fight with this Abyssal. I mean, they're still a bit away from like the Hex, but that's a surprise right there. You can really pick, you can just catch the Morphling off guard if you do have sights of him. And it looks like they're going to be doing a group venture to clear out their woods. Didn't see if they picked up a gem. I don't. Okay, so Tusk does have a gem, so they're trying to clear that vision out of their jungle.
If SCCC reveals himself,
does have Aegis still.
He does, and he does still have the replica to go out to, so he's immediately out of that.
Aegis is going to be reclaimed in about 10 seconds, though, so now it's... You know, it still can be a bit fearful. You get caught with one Abyssal Blade, and you're pretty much dead as this Morphling. They just need to be able to break the Linken's first.
That's the big thing. And obviously, AM himself can't really do so, you know, with the cast animation, the Mana Void, SCCC is going to be quick with fingers to get out before that Abyssal Blade comes in after it. Definitely need the couple of them. Obviously, the big one as well, being that
900 more.
Instinct.
Almost there. 900 more gold for that Hex.
And obviously, as we're saying, if they kill SCCC, he is going to be worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah, I mean, when they have a 20k gold lead, they're going to get a big chunk there.
And he's still yet to die, right, isn't he? He's got 0 deaths on this Morphling.
Yeah, 1204.
1204, 20k gold lead. I'm going to be interested to see how much money it gives away. It's going to be a lot.
I'm wondering this game if he goes for the 50% replicate damage. I think you should. I think the 400 waveform range is always great, but you're playing versus an anti-mage this game. Like, that anti-mage is going to be scaling super hard. That can actually play a big factor into it, too. You know, that replicated anti-mage who's 6-slotted can actually just pretty much kill the heroes on OG. They have nothing to do with that illusion.
See what the plan is here. And what does he go for? Can't quite see on this bugged one.
He does take, he does take the replicate damage. That was as expected.
As you said.
If you're playing versus late game Agi carry as a Morphling, it means pretty telltale that you should go for the replicate damage majority of the time. So it looks like Satanic is maybe going to be the next item for SCCC. He does have the mask, but he's at it for a while. He might just still go for the BKB, I think, though.
I think definitely once you see, I mean, if No-Tail reveals that the Hex is now pretty much complete, as he is closing in on the money, definitely then.
He's holding on to gold on the Morphling, though. He's still trying to make which decision he wants to make. So Hex now done. They actually have a real form of lockdown on side OG.
See what SCCC's response is going to be in terms of items.
So, also in that last engagement, we didn't really say anything about it, but we did know that Mugi did not go for the Shadow Blade. He went for that BKB.
Oh, he didn't in the end.
Did use it earlier, and he's going to be building toward a Hex, which he actually is about to have. So that can also be extremely impactful, the Sheepstick versus the Anti-Mage.
As we talked about as well, SCCC with ways to work around the Hex, but obviously in return, being the fact that No-Tail himself was the one to invest in his own, he doesn't have a lot of ways, well, he himself doesn't have much ways at all of doing anything about being Hexed. Does have sort of backup, you know, maybe a Cold Embrace and a Winter's Curse can kind of keep them off him for the duration and still allow the time for him to have that primal split, but obviously in the state that OG's team is in comparison to Newbee's, it's a lot harder for No-Tail to get something done in these fights than it is for SCCC.
If they can find that silencer and isolate him before the global, that can be their big window to get back into the game. I've just been watching this Legion Commander replicate bottom lane actually push lanes out because it gets the moment of courage procs.
I bet he's getting a lot out of that, yeah.
It actually pushed this whole wave out bottom.
Easy farm. Still, yeah, SCCC keeping himself ahead of the Anti-Mage. Not a lot of times that we see the AM not being top spot. Especially when it is an AM that is, as we've been saying, he's still farming perfectly. He's got 520 CS at 39 minutes. It's not bad. It really is just testament to how well SCCC is doing this game.
Yeah. So we've got Lotus Orb soon for Jerax. That can be absolutely massive. Just be able to remove the global and be able to, you know, switch the way the initiation comes off with the snowball.
Well, that's what SCCC actually going for the MKB, so not the BKB.
Okay.
Has
so
the Demon Edge in his pocket.
Guess he must have seen Ana pick up the Talisman of Evasion and went for that decision instead to be able to actually do damage through him.
I guess feeling confident enough in having the E-Blade, the Lincolns, and Manta that he knows he has ways to play around those sort of single target lockdowns. OG immediately out with the TP from the top lane, did start to push around, but as soon as they're aware that Newbee was sweeping over towards them, they're out of there.
Yeah, they saw
safety.
They saw nothing on the map, right? Bottom, they only saw the replicate for a bit. Mid lane was starting to push in. They were pushing top pretty heavily, and there was no reaction. So They had to expect a smoke from Newbee. 40-minute mark hits. We've got double rune spawning, and the third Roche has respawned. So another Aegis and cheese. Did they ever use the first cheese? No, they didn't.
They still got it, I think.
Yeah,
right?
Silencer still has the first cheese.
Still have it on Noogie. And this Roshan, it looks like it will be contested, as OG are indeed on the way over. They're going to look to try and fight across this. They have the smoke. Who's going to make the jump? There's No-Tail going in. S4 immediately with the hookshot. Knows he's found someone. There is KP in it, and they have got the vision out upon him. KP pushed up to the high ground. No-Tail forcing back the rest of Newbee with this primal split, but he's going to lose one of the Brewlings. That's the Earth Brewling down. Anna jumping forward. Lincoln gets procced, but KP can't quite get back in for the duel. There's the Winter's Curse. Turns SCCC against Faith as he brings down his own teammate. It's going to be the Lich down. A lot of ults being blown.
S4 did not want that hook shot to hit the Legion. They did not know there was an Invis hero there. I think he was trying to get on top of the Morphling there.
Newbee are back in the pit. They're finishing off this Roche. I mean, can OG go in for a second time without Primal Split and such? S4's trying to walk in, pops the stick charges, but immediately gets short. There's a jump, and Anna gets the snatch, takes the Aegis, and now he's ready to fight. Drops the Abyssal down onto Moogie, but Moogie jumps back with the cheese play. Gorgonzola's it out of there, and he's back up to full health. And look at this range with the Hurricane Pike pummeling into Anna. Anna's forced to blink up to the high ground, but SCCC's looking for the chase. Fly goes for the Glimmer Cape TP out. He's going to be fine. SCCC with no vision there. Anna will survive.
That was so clutch by No-Tail. The blink in right next to the pit gets the Hex on the Morphling so that he can't get the last hit. Oh, did he get the last hit actually? Okay, Radiant did get the last hit.
He didn't get the last hit, but Anna got the Aegis and he got out. He still has the Aegis on him on the anti-mage.
That's super important.
But still, as we're seeing, definitely the issue being that they couldn't kill SCCC. They just have to run from this Morphling. Anna has a DD. Thought he was going to blink in and go for some plays, but he blinks back.
The fight didn't go perfect for either side there, though, at all.
No,
OG could have definitely had it. I mean, if that hook shot hit the target, that it looked like S4 was going for the Morphling, or I believe for the Silencer on the side there.
Yes, at the very start,
then that could have been a completely different engagement from the start.
Overall, though, considering the fact that OG are 24k gold behind, the fact that they were at least able to get in there and steal the Aegis and not lose too much in return and still get kills themselves, you know, bringing down KP, bringing down Faith, I think they take those sort of even trades. You know, the fact that they stop Newbee getting the Aegis, because say Newbee got the Aegis and cheese there, they could close the game up.
Yeah,
this
I mean,
way,
killing the
OG
Morphling,
keep it going.
Killing Morphling once is already obviously proving to be a massive issue. Killing him twice. Looking now, though, OG with this Aegis, they're looking to get aggressive themselves. They know Global's still down for a bit. It's their time to make something happen. Nice little tower siege.
Looks to go, yeah.
A little bit of surge of income for his teammates. Ana's like, here you go, guys. I'll rain on you guys some gold. Much needed. Jarek's about to have that Lotus Orb finished up. That could really turn the tides of it to get those saves. Like usually when I'm thinking OG, I'm always looking at Jarek's performance and how much impact he's having as these 4 roles. But this game, he hasn't really had the chance just because of the lineup he's playing versus. He just gets global and he's like, guys, I can't do anything.
The global has just been so strong in this game. Item-wise as well, it looks like we're actually going to see Anna look for the Diffused Blade as his next item. Bit of chase down.
So I'll be able to break the Lincolns as well so we can get the Abyssal Blade afterwards.
Sure. Nice against the Ice Armor, of course, as well as we see that still just such an incredibly strong spell, even at these later stages of the game. Provides so much survivability.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that the Diffusal Blade is good for in this game. Not only just mana burning more on the Morphling, but breaking those Lincolns, and of course, removing the armor can be very nice. Very cool pickup. We've seen Miracle. We've seen Miracle do that build a few times, but the most recent was Dream League that we did cast, and we saw that.
And he normally picks it up earlier, doesn't he?
Yeah, he picks it up like second or third.
Yeah.
But this one, you can see the reason why, so it makes sense for him to actually go for those pickups.
Still yet to invest, and we know these pro players, he still could change his mind.
Yeah.
He has it queued up at least, and saying definitely.
Absolutely true.
Thing to pick it up for. No-Tail, of course, looking for those Lotus Orbs as well, multiple. The side of OG get it done. Global and such. In fact, OG, they're coming. They're storming across. They want to use this Aegis on Anna.
They had a ward down, so they're trying to get something before Newbee actually saw it. But Newbee de-wards it, and they all back up very quickly. Bottom lane pushing in pretty heavily. Someone from OG is gonna have to respond to that one, get that nice little juicy farm.
I mean, really.
But SCCC's coming in.
Oh,
he's got a replicate at base.
He's going for the rat play. Comes in for a bit of a tickle.
And he's gone.
He's just teasing around with them there on the bottom lane.
I mean, he doesn't see the other 3 heroes, so he can die super easily now with that Abyssal Blade.
There's no point taking those risks.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he do with his slots now? He's got upgraded bots. He's got 6 major items, and he's got 5k gold in the bank.
It's the it's the BKB's the next big one.
Yeah.
And then you just
swap it
you're
out.
gonna be having to swap items out a lot. BKB Satanic. I mean, he'll have to just swap them out during the fights. Maybe after he uses Manta, he can switch the Satanic in, or by BKB, or vice versa. Something along those lines. OG, about 40 more seconds left on that Aegis. They're trying to force something, since Ana is extremely powerful right now.
There we go. Nice pickup as well from the Silencer. Has the Lincoln some more chance to get off that global escort. With the vision, jumps in, immediately pops the Linkers, but there's the teammate play. Forces Mugi back to safety. He'll get himself back up to the high ground. Does pop the BKB. Doesn't panic too much, and in fact, what with the Winter's Curse onto Mugi? Mugi may just be gone, and he is. Ana jumps up to the high ground. They get the big kill, and that's actually Silencer down for 80 seconds. I'll say the Lincoln Sphere purchase was nice, but it of course means he does not have buyback for this. And that is going to be one down for an incredibly long time at this late stage of the game. 46 minutes in, no Silencer for 70. We saw SCCC trying to react and get a kill off the way on the way out as OG escaped, but he was unsuccessful.
Fly, that curse was just absolutely perfect. Everyone just wailing on him.
Big late game plays from OG indeed.
50 seconds, there's no buyback, so they've got some little bit of time to breathe. And a bottle with the DD rune. Honestly, thank you. So did he decide to switch anything? He just built the Moon Shard. Yeah.
Just went for the Moon Shard. Yeah. Just picked it up now. Still holding off on those other purchases. I mean, we're seeing players, as you say, from Fly. Right? They can set up for those kills as such.
I mean, that's a big swing in momentum. That's a 6k.
Yeah.
It's only 6k gold swing, but it's the fact that OG's that far behind and they're able to do those kind of plays.
It really is. They're pressuring the base of Newbee when they're 20k behind.
Yeah.
Newbee do to stop this. No touch.
Oh, they're going in.
The Hex. They do get it. Gets purged off there by the Legion. Wars punch, but Jerax is in trouble. Jumped on by KP. The Jewel's there, but there's the Winter's Curse. Fly buys a little bit of time for Jerax. Does manage to set up for the kill on Kaka. They'll lose Jerax at the end of it all. SCCC now jumping forward. Look at the nuke heroes down. There's the E-Blade into the nuke for the Legion Commander. That's going to be 2 gone. SCCC sets up for the double kill. This time, Newbee able to stick their teeth into OG and push them out of the base. Now they themselves in position to go down the middle lane. Buyback available on both No-Tail and Fly.
Ooh, they really wanted to just jump and instantly blow him up in some form, but that's still a very risky play when you're seeing it. Silencer's about to respawn. You know that these guys have triple force staffs. You know they have like solar crests and medallions. There's a lot of defensive capabilities coming from Newbee. Definitely a little bit of an overextension from OG there, and they're gonna have to pay for it.
No-Tail has to buy back.
Buyback.
And that's what Newbee want. They see the buyback, they back off.
Yep.
They're happy with that. Wait for Roche. In a minute, we'll see when it's back up. Newbee, of course, hoping for the shorter respawn so they can keep the pressure on, whilst that buyback is still on cooldown from No-Tail. There we have it, as we can see on the graph. What a crazy game it's been, reaching up to that 26k, and as you say, each of these fights, because of how much Newbee's heroes are worth, OG can swing that back round in pretty sizable chunks because of the value that these heroes are carrying on Newbee.
The one issue is still, though, like, it's anti-mage versus the world still. Sure, they have, like, Hex and they still have the Panda split, but these guys are not really scaling. They're getting, you know, they got Lotus Orb for Jerax on the Tusk, but everybody else is pretty much completely stagnated for a long time. Like, just look at the net worth. We see Clockwork 9k, Tusk 8k, Wyvern 6, and Panda only at 13. Look at those numbers. I mean, that's the 26k differential that we're talking about here.
Just the numbers we're seeing in some of these individuals. Value at the moment, 7k on that AM. Boogie eyeing up a Moon Shards next. Continues to scale as we've seen pretty well. Obviously, it still suffers when he has an anti-mage and his own team turning against him thanks to the Winter's Curse.
So we've got the Moon Shard eaten by Morphling, and the BKB is inside the backpack, plus buyback gold.
Actually going to see OG come over once again to Newbee's half of the map.
They know there's a ward up there now.
That's going to put a bit of a hold to that movement from OG. They don't want Newbee to be able to easily.
Next Roche will be the big one.
Radiant's top
that movement, that D ward. OG certainly in the better position.
OG does see everyone
control.
Right now.
Yeah,
okay.
this is OG. Good vision advantage around pit. Minute and a half and a couple of minutes until Roshan is back up. Definitely important bit. Be in, quick D ward to D ward. Control back that away. play around with these illusions. In fact, S4 he wants to go in. He
committed.
hooks up there, and
Oh.
he's gone. S4, he's dead. Just like that, he's in. He did bait the global silence. He's going to be saying job done, and maybe it is. He is going to be back up before Roshan's there, and there is going to be no global. So S4 with the next level plays.
I guess maybe. Because Ana, that was bizarre, because Ana blinked on the high ground and didn't have Blink Up or Manta ready just yet. And S4 just goes in while they hex, but it looked like No-Tail went in and hexed as well. So they looked like they wanted to do something, but something was on a different page there.
Yeah.
Ana has to go back, and now, like you said, pro players tend to switch their item choices. The Diffusal Blade is no longer the item,
Yeah.
Bloodthorn is the item.
Bloodthorn. Bigger goal.
Hey, same kind of concept to break the Lincolns, but then it's an even better, I mean, just a way better item, because it's, you know, an actual, like, tier 4 item comparison to, like, a tier 2 item.
Well, as I was saying, S4 is back. We'll see if they can do anything whilst that global silence is down. I mean, that would obviously be the dream for OG. If they can try and abuse that timing. Still very hard to do so. But obviously, we've seen during this game Newbee very able to still take fights without the global. It's just a bit of an added luxury for them. The situations. No-Tail with the late game arcane boots.
Yep, almost with the Lotus Orb for himself, about 1,200 gold away from that.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Oh no, he wasn't. So no, okay. No, he's going to disassemble the arcane.
Yeah.
Yes, the river at the moment. Watched by Newbee.
Newbee's got high ground advantage right now. They break the Lincolns as well.
Picks up an invis. Sentry is down there for Newbee.
They see a DD bottom, honest, like, on my way.
And obviously, as we've seen the room play at this stage of the game, is so game-changing. Yeah, having a DD on your core 52 minutes in, it really does make all the difference.
They may actually just try to go for a jump with it.
Yeah.
Especially because he's invis as well.
I mean, S4 is back, and if there's anyone that's going to want to jump in, it is going to be S4. He's going to be wanting to rumble.
Roche has spawned. S4 continues using rocket flares so they can scout that high ground.
Ana really respecting each and every time that his Lincolns gets popped, he's out of there.
During all this, though, we take a look at this bottom wave. This is a gigantic double catapult wave that OG has pushing in. So at some point, TI7 does have to respond. He does have the replicate, but it could give OG a window to try to make something happen. You can see him bottom.
Look, with the DD, he just walks into the pit and he's ready to go. Newbee, they got to head in and do something about this. It's falling quick. Kaka's in with the vision. Ana blinks out immediately. What are you doing about a third of the life of Roshan? SCCC elsewhere, just getting these lanes pushed back out. He's really starting to amp up the pressure on the top lane.
He's starting to do the split push as well, with playing around with those replicates with that bots too. Threatening top, forcing reaction.
Yeah, and this is going to pull OG back.
And he's got the replicate in the pit, jumps right in. It's already half HP. They've got the solar crest on it as well.
OG have got to come back down it. Can they get her in time? No-Tail jumps forward with the clap. Kaka is going to have the hex removed. In comes the wall, given vision. Ana jumps in. Oh, he's going to look for it, but no, he gets instantly hexed. Ana caught out, the Chain Frost upon him, and Ana's down. Newbee get Roshan, they get the Aegis, and they may even be able to get more. Global Silence is out. Jump forward from SCCC as he looks towards S4. The clock's down. Ana's going to buy back for this one. Jerax committing very deep with the snowball, does get the blink out in time. SCCC pops the BKB, wins his curse from Fly, holds back the team, but no, SCCC still able to waveform away from it all. Ana blinks away despite buying back for this. Can't get his teeth stuck in. So they lose Ana, they lose S4. Ana buys back. Newbee with the Aegis in hand on Mugi.
Aegis in. Now they have 2 cheeses as well on Legion. He just get instantly, after Lincoln gets broken from the track, instant hacks into a global, and no one can follow up to really help him.
If Ana goes down, it could be game over. He gets shoved forward. Blink back. SCCC with the split push, focusing on the top lane. This fortification comes out from OG. 10 seconds until S4's back in. And they hold this. Newbee, they've got strong push with that Morphling. Safe push as well. Back up there, does get hexed up. Immediately though, the saves there from KP as he gets purged off. There's the Ethereal Blade coming out onto No-Tail. It's not quite enough to kill him. S4 jumps forward. SCCC as well.
Ana.
To finish up Ana. Ana's blinked into this. The Cold Embrace and the Snowball Saver there. OG with the classic saving people making questionable plays, and Ana gets back out. Will be able to blink back to safety. Jerax, there's no saving for him. He says, I died for you, Ana. You better not screw this one up, boy. As Jerax is down for 70, he does have buyback. But Newbee, they're ready to push in once more. Up onto the high ground, looking for this tier 3. Ana, is he going to jump? He is. Looks for SCCC. Lincoln's is popped. Tracks out upon him. And Newbee there back up again. Jewel is available. No Tail jumps in, looking for the ult, but immediately gets hexed. Flies there again with the save. Cold Embrace buys time. Jarex has to buy back. Feeling the pressure, feeling the heat. Knows that his team needs him. At this time where the saves are absolutely crucial.
KP passes as Triple C a cheese, just to reset him up to full. Then keep the siege going. 38,000 gold lead now for Newbee.
Diffusal Blade pickup from Ana at this stage. Everything is needed.
He couldn't afford the Bloodthorn, so he needs something to be able to break that Linken's.
As Triple C gets another tier 3 up on the top lane, cleans it out. Both tier 3s down. The middle rack starting to take a bit of damage. Newbee with no intention of backing away from this push at this stage. 39,000 gold lead. As Triple C looking for Ana Man to start and blink out. Plays it safe. But the wave's getting pushed in once again. S4 hooks in, finds Kaka, but there's the jump in from KP. But KP gets focused. Jerax there in time with the snowball save, buying them time around the global silence. KP continue to get focused. Silence onto Ana. He's being caught in brace. Can he get himself out of there? He's healing up. Can he jump away? There's the blink out just in time. But Newbee, they're swarming in. KP jumps forward, looking to finish off Ana. Ana again gets the blink out because flies there with the Winter's Curse to hold back KP, who gets taken down by SCCC. Buyback from Fly. Jerax is still in the game. S4 buys back as well. No Tails down. He does not have buyback available. Kaka gets blown up by the Mana Void. S-Triple-C, wave forms back. Jerax is there with a snowball. There's the Hex. And a jump again, trying to finish off S-Triple-C. KP's there with a heal, with a save. Glimmer Cape settles to S-Triple-C, who turns towards Ana. Ana with a blink out just in time. Fly trying to save the anti-mage with the Glimmer Cape. They've got the vision. They've got the damage. Ana gets taken down by the blast from the Lich as OG are forced back to the base. GG is called, and Newbee finally seal the deal here with this game one. Whew.
Damn, they played so well around the global though, honestly. I have to give a lot of props to Newbee. OG just suffering a bit too much, unable to take the fights, and yeah, they just started progressively getting more and more behind for those tracks, and Newbee overall had incredibly good movements on the map. That first movement toward top to slow down the anti-mage a bit, and then just the way that they siege the towers and able to claim pretty much every single Roshan, it was them dictating majority of the fights. OG tried to make some aggressive plays, but the global just completely destroyed in this game.
Absolutely. Just from the draft as well, just as we kind of felt at the start, just really smart choices from Newbee. That last pick Morphling, and the decision with the lanes, working out perfectly. And as you said, that the global silence is